Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Thank you, risers. Yeah.
Asinalo valo, asinalo valo, asinalo valo, ayentensiyenza. Asinalo valo, asinalo valo, asinalo valo, ayentensiyenza. Asinalo valo, asinalo valo, asinalo valo, Rise, Mzansi, rise! Rise, Mzansi, rise! Rise, Mzansi, rise! I rise! I rise! We rise! We rise! Rise, Mzansi, rise!
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, the King 053, Mr. Easy Imali, Enengi. And we're back at it again with another one. Well, on the last video I uploaded, I asked you guys if you want me to do a review of the Manifesto speech from Songezo of Rise Mzansi. And you guys said, do it. I told you guys, if you type, I do it on the comment section, I will do it for you guys. So here we are today. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure that if you are new and you haven't already, you click the subscribe button and you're part of the Pan-Africanist family. Pan-Africanism family. Thank you guys. So, number one, let's start with the organization first. I think it looks like the event was properly organized. In Hatfield, it looks like the logistics were taken care of. We are not speaking about a lot of people. We're speaking about around about 4,000 to 5,000 people. So it's not so many people, but still, you still need to look organized when you're doing anything in the political space, because if you can't organize the small things, you definitely will not be able to organize the big things. So what I have observed is that there's a lot of vibe, there's a lot of movement from all the singing, from all the way the event unfolded. Excuse me. There was a lot of preparation, the way the event unfolded, and there was a countdown, and they made sure that they stick to the time they said they're gonna start. That is also very important, even though they missed it just a little bit, but it was just on the mark of when they say they're gonna start. Now, Songezo, the president of Rise Mzansi, is a well-spoken man. I can see he's a man that was concerned about what is happening in South Africa, and he's a man that has decided to do something with it. I still have my reservations about Rise Mzansi, but as events and as they speak more, as things unfold, we get to know them a little bit more, and it gives us a clearer direction of the picture that Rise Mzansi is trying to paint. Let's first listen to him speaking about ESCOM, corruption, crime, and all of those things. Let me try to break down this speech for you guys.
1994 was supposed to be about healing the wounds of our past. But today,
we sit with fresh wounds and scars caused by those who claim to be our liberators. Poverty is a violation of people's rights. Hunger is violent. Neglect is violent. Violent crime is traumatizing. 1994 was a crossroads in South Africa's history. We are at another crossroads now. If we do not change course, we will become another failed African state whose citizens are poor, even though our country has natural resources and natural wealth. Unemployment is higher now than it was 20 years ago. Violent crime is worse now than it was 20 years ago. Corruption is not just worse, it is the very reason our so-called leaders are even in politics today. They even kill one another for the chance to steal from us and destroy our lives. Many South Africans do not trust the police anymore. We do not trust government officials. Too many people in our society tolerate and defend corrupt people. Some even follow politicians, corrupt politicians, when for the 1 millionth time they lie and say they will put an end to corruption, even though they are on trial for corruption. We are a violent society. We are no longer shocked by violence and murder. We just shake our heads and move on. And most of this violence is caused by us, men. We are violent to each other. We are violent to women and children. So all of us have to look at ourselves, look at the politicians, look at political parties, and we do our bit. As a people, we have become used to the unacceptable. When the lights go off at night, we keep talking and laughing as if nothing has happened.
Now, it is clear for me that Rise Mzansi is, they said this manifesto is the manifesto of the people. And I believe that because it looks like and it sounds like the manifesto of the people. And I would like to liken people to think different from politicians, because politicians, especially active ones, know better than the people on the ground in terms of applying legislature, applying the code of conduct, understanding things of the way politics work. Let me rather say it like that. The way politics works, politicians understand that politics is not just what you see. You understand? You might think that it is easy to stop crime. Why don't we just stop crime? But when you go into the police force, you then understand there's many other factors that are influencing the police not to do their job. First, the police never actually wanted to be a policeman when he grew up. They are in the police force because they were running away from unemployment. And then you find the corruption in the police state. Then you find that corruption is not only on the ground level, but rooted up to the top level. That's what he said. He says, we can't even trust our politician or even our police. I mean, there was a time where the Metro Police, what must I call him? I want to call him a chief. The chief of the Metro Police in Johannesburg, he said himself that we should not stop in the highway when we are getting stopped by blue lights of the Metro Police. We should rather drive into a safe space where there's people, like a garage, and make sure that when we stop, there's other people, because the criminals are now using branded cars that look like police cars to hijack the people. So he spoke deeply about poverty. He spoke about the things that trouble us. So at this moment in time, the speech was okay. I'm thinking to myself that, okay, he's hitting the right notes in terms of what actually is is troubling South Africans. And this is another political party that believes that the 2024 will be their 1994. That theme seems to be going to every opposition party. They are trying to say, listen, 1994, we are taking out the government and the people are going to govern. So that is what Rise Mzansi says. Let's hear quickly what are his thoughts about leadership in the country.
This People's Manifesto, this one, is the bold shift our country needs. In here are the daily experiences and voices of the South African people. This is about what South Africans know is wrong and how we must fix it. We promise no miracles. Instead, we make clear that reversing this disaster is going to be very, very hard. South Africa needs new leaders with vision and purpose and a strong sense of patriotism. These people don't love our country. You don't steal from the people if you love the country, if you love the people. So this is the main reason this People's Manifesto begins with the question of leadership, good government, and how we can implement the will of the people with sensible policies and laws. We will not only send capable, ethical people to parliament, but we will make cabinet smaller with ministries that work together and have the best qualified people to do the work of the South African people. This country cannot continue to be destroyed by cadre deployment, which we will end on day one. No new government can succeed if the corrupt cadres who are there to look after their friends and their friends in business and their families are still in office. We need to get them out. We have said the people must govern. The people must govern. Democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It is not a government of the cadres, by the cadres, for the cadres. And so we propose a package of political reforms that will fix parliament because it is broken. We will fix the government, we will fix municipalities and the state-owned companies from which they steal every single day. It is not possible to change people's lives if the leaders are bad and unaccountable.
Now, as people like myself and you who are watching from a distance think actually cadre deployment is wrong. Many political opposition would think that no, cadre deployment is wrong. But cadre deployment is wrong when it's done for the wrong reasons. Cadre deployment is actually the norm in all political parties, all ruling political parties around the world. There's no way an ANC government is going to employ a DA qualified somebody. There's no way you can be the best studied black person who knows tourism and everything. You'll never be the head of tourism in Cape Town, in the Western Cape, for example. Cadre deployment is always there, but the cadre must remember that you are doing this in the favor of the people. Let's take another example for clarification. Cyril Ramaphosa made a mistake of employing Andre the Raider, a white man, into ESCOM. Now, Andre the Raider did not have a political mandate. It was not a political assignment for him. For him, it was just another job. So when it is just another job, you don't care about how good the state-owned company does, because you don't know the effect it has on the ruling political party. Now, Brian Molefe knew the impact it had on the ANC. So he kept the lights on. He made the plan to have the lights on at all times. So cadre deployment for me is not all bad. Just employ qualified cadres because they have their political assignment, so they know their job not only affects their company or their department, but it affects the ruling party and how the people look at the president. You need someone with that type of foresight when they are doing a job in politics. And he says, he says you have to employ the best quality leader people to come and run the job. Yes, but they must have their political assignment because it's a government job. It's not just any company job where you just come and do as you please. It's a government job. You guys will tell me what you think on the comment section. Let's listen to him when he speaks about work and how he's going to fight unemployment.
Remember, but I also want us to remember, out of every 100 children who started school 12 years ago, 48 did not matriculate last year. 48 out of 100 did not finish school. So a lot of young people who are unemployed have either very few skills or no skills at all. So we will present a fully funded plan to place 1 million additional young people in training within 5 years so they can find work. Many of us were around in 1994. When the ANC took over, the first thing they did was to close technical colleges, nursing colleges, teachers' colleges. And they believe that a replacement for that is 350. South Africans are not lazy. South Africans want to work. South Africans want the dignity of work. So placing people in training will end the cycle of hopelessness and despair that drives so many young people to crime, drugs, and alcohol. The task of any government is to keep its citizens safe and healthy. South Africans should not have to drive more than 15 minutes to the nearest public health care facility. There is a lot of distance you can cover in 15 minutes by car. It's the same distance if you live in Joburg from Rosebank to Midrand. That's far. South Africans should not have to drive further than that. So our community well-being plan places the safety and health of every family and community at the center of our policy thinking. If you cannot look after families and communities, you cannot look after the country. This thing of our people, as if we're just a block of unthinking things, has got to come to an end. But I also want to say we cannot do any of this with a weak economy that these guys have destroyed. We have to rebuild our economy. We have to fix our economy so that we can make our manifesto a reality. This is going to be very hard, but we have a good plan for fixing our economy and putting people to work. First, we will tackle violent crime. People cannot open or run businesses when they get robbed or killed every day. You cannot keep and run a business when you are afraid. We also cannot get foreign investment if people are afraid to come to our country. So we have to fix crime. Second, we will fix Eskom so that it can power our economy. The only reason Eskom is in this situation is because the cadres see it as a cow that they need to milk. They see Transnet the same way. They see municipalities the same way. And if we get them out, we get the best people we can find to be on the board, to be in the management team, to run the power stations. We can fix Eskom. There is no economy that grows when there is no electricity. So we will cancel all of these inflated, corrupt contracts and replace them with properly priced, clean contracts to save ESCOM money. Do you know the Minister of Minerals and Energy does not want ESCOM to have a fuel distributor license so they can buy diesel directly? They must buy diesel from some cadre who does not even own a filling station. That cannot continue. Because in the end, you and I pay for it. So the money we save will be invested in new, less carbon intensive power generation and transmission lines to stop load shedding.
And here Usongezo speaks about something that also surprised me, because where I come from in Mpumalanga, Kwamhlanga, there was a technical, what do I call it, an FET, technical college that was closed when I grew up. And I never understood why are you closing the technical high school? I never understood that. Also by my grandmother's place, the agriculture college was closed also. So you ask yourself, why is it that the ANC, after taking power over, decided that they want to, excuse me, my lights are messing up, decided that they want to close some school. I don't get the logic behind closing any school. I don't get the logic behind it. So yes, what he's saying is true. He says he wants to create trainings for unemployed people. That is good also. You know, they are trying to give solutions to some of the problems that they are pointing out. So for me, the speech itself, another thing that he said is that out of 100 children that start grade 1, 48 of them do not matriculate. That is a very worrying stats for me. You see, when you're fighting unemployment, what actually are you fighting? You're actually fighting uneducated people also, you know, and there's so many circumstances that lead to children not finishing school, you know, accidents, pregnancies, so many things, relocation, yeah, you name it, crime, domestic violence, and all of those divorces, schools too far. Like there's so many scenarios that you can point out where it can point to the reason why children don't finish school. For me, that's a worrying state, and that is why we want to build our Pan-African school, because we want to change the mindset of our African children here in South Africa. So guys, let me not, I don't want this video to be too long, because I've got 3 other points that I want to point out, but let me try to round them off on my conclusion. Rise Mzansi saying that they are aiming about 5 to 7%. That is not realistic, but I do see them getting 1 or 2 seats. I don't see them on the 3 and 4 seats. I don't see that happening, because remember, the ratio will determine how much 1 seat is how many votes can equate to 1 seat. So 2019 it was about 30 to 45 45 votes, 45,000 votes. So I can see them getting 2 votes, not 5%. No, 5%, 7%. No, I don't see that happening. And again, I wanted actually to play a video of Herman Mashaba speaking and Musi Maimane speaking and Songezwa speaking. And you tell me, what is the difference between Build One South Africa, Action SA, and Rise Mzansi? I honestly don't see a difference between those 3 political parties. They are all inclusive. None of them are pro-African. They are all about professionals must run the departments. The most qualified person must run the department. They are all about interracial development. They are all about fighting the ANC they've got a common enemy and a common goals. I don't see why these political parties can't just sit down and just form one party. It will be so much bigger and better. But we know each one of those gentlemen want to be president, because you can't go from DA president and go and serve in another political party. That's why these gentlemen, when you see someone starting their own party, they actually not good followers, but some of them are actually good leaders. So we'll just see what will happen. For me, it's like, man, these people, no, it's the same story as Action SA and Build One South Africa. For me, these three parties are actually the same. You guys will go on the comment section and tell me what you think. But for me, they are the same. They are the same. So in conclusion, Rise Mzansi, the speech of Songezo, I give it a good, because I'm going to rate all the manifestos going forward. This one being the first one, I'm gonna give this one a 6.5 out of 10. The reason I'm saying that is because it's very well organized, but as a Pan-Africanist, I want to hear more about land and the minerals and bringing back what was stolen from our people back. So that is the only thing that I never picked up from his speech. And also, I never picked up a level of he delivered the speech on one tone and one volume, like he he never played around with the emotions of the crowd. And when you are a political leader, one thing that you must be able to do very well is play around with the emotion of the crowd. When they are listening to you, you need to make jokes, you need to make them feel sad, you need to make them feel happy. For me, he does not have that in his speech. So I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10 for this particular speech that he delivered. If you want me to post the whole speech, I do have it. Just type King Do It on the comment section. I will do it. And another thing is what? Yeah, you guys go in the comment section. Just tell me if you agree with the 6 out of 10. And also those who are from Rise Mzansi, welcome to the channel. I know you guys might be new on the channel. Please do subscribe, and good luck to your political party. Let's see what's going to unfold. I actually am in favor of all of these political parties gaining one or two seats. I'm in favor of that. I want a diverse parliament this year going forward, even though our parliament is already diverse, but I want a more diverse parliament going forward. It's your boy King 053, Mr. Easy Imali Neng. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray, and after you pray, make sure that you stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.